Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, into the Nexus Gaming Series Division A matchup. We have got 2+2 on the left-hand side with Tempest on the Falstad, Chromage on the Blaze, Pavas on Brightwing, Exon to play Greymane, and McNulty on the Dahaka. Over on the right-hand side, we're looking at gillyShark at Bingo Night. We've got Eki playing Sylvanas, Schumann on the Diablo, Stark to play Uther, Randy Newman on Hanzo, and Joshua Scott on Diva. So we got a fun little prediction for all of you is which team will get the first boss of the game. Boss is going to spawn at 5 minutes into the game. Nobody has freed Harrison Jones. How unfortunate, but boss will spawn at 5 minutes. My question to you is which team will get first boss of the game? Will it be gillyShark at Bingo Night? Will it be 2+2, or will no boss be taken? You've got 3 options. I know that is daunting for a lot of Twitch chat, but I believe in you. I think we can all get odds on all 3 of those. I believe in you, chat. Auto attack build for Falstad. We've got new habits for Blaze. Tissue regeneration on Dahaka, so he's going to become a thicker dino boy. Simple geometry on Hanzo, and Wave of Light for the Uther. All in time, alright. That's what we like to see. Blaze just chilling in the bush. Diablo makes a nice initiation to the enemy. Chromage follows up. Greymane goes in with a razor swipe, and Eki lives for the time being. Man, I thought that was actually going to be way worse, but it seems like the Dark Flight kind of went a little bit further than anticipated for Axon. Back into the top lane, it's Diva versus Dahaka. And this is just going to be very, very simple back and forth. Joshua Scott is going to get good sustained damage into Dahaka. Ah, nice kind of read on the drag as a Siege Giant camp will be grabbed for bottom lane. Sorry. Kept wanting to say Fallen Shaman. That was not right. If only I remember who took boss, but I don't. I know that feeling. Stark just chilling in the bush on Uther. Looking to maybe play off of Schumann here. Gonna run in for a stun. Nah, just another Wave of Light. Okay. Brightwing, Greymane work on the camp for the top. We still have Dahaka soaking things up. 4 talent tier almost here for both sides. And our first objective will be announced in roughly 35 seconds. It'll be up for contest at the 3-minute mark in game time. Randy and Stark will go and grab a camp. And it's just looking for... We're just looking at more wave clear between both sides. Also, we're going to have the vision grabbed towards the top lane. Now, getting this top lane push in is going to be big for the side of 2+2. I would anticipate they would try and get the fort front gate and then prioritize the top lane objective. That way they can guarantee the top lane fort down. Get themselves first structural advantage on the map. Diva's doing her best to kind of eat some of that damage. A camp of their own. Huge drip propulsion from Blaze will get a 3-man stun. Uther answers back up with a singular stun of his own. Poke onto Axon. Phase shift is going to be forced, but it's not that big of a deal. Brightwing's got cooldown at level 1. Uther stepping up. 1 second sneeze. Managed the mute button in time there. And now it's the same situation for gillyShark at Bingo Night. Take down the fort front gate, prioritize the top lane shots, and try and get this fort down for the first priority. Joshua Scott will drop Mecha Explosion, zones back the enemy, pushes out the wave from the enemy side of 2+2. Meanwhile, Dahaka and mid's been getting some free objective phasing here. Falstad still soaking out the bottom, picking up more level 1 stacks. Lurker Strain does bop back the enemy, and it doesn't look like Schumann can find a target since Dahaka's Lurker Strain does make him invisible for, is it like 2 seconds, 3 seconds? It's probably a 1.5 seconds or something weird. Nope, it's 3 seconds. It's 3. Well, the vast majority of this objective is going to the side of 2+2. They got most of mid, which gillyShark at Bingo Night just finished out. Nearly 50% of the fort in the top lane against gillyShark at Bingo Night. 2+2 going to try and back away. Chromage has a jet propulsion back into the enemy. A drag from Dahaka. Start getting low, and that is a Blaze with the first blood. Hanzo to go down as well. It's a double kill to the side of 2+2 as the chase continues. Eki tries to go for the double back with the Haunting Wave, but it is a confirmed
Triple kill.
For 2+2, and they get the rest of this objective, which will confirm the top lane fort. Nicely done. That will be shots onto mid lane fort as well. It won't take it down, I do believe, but it is going to still get it probably around 50-ish%. Let's see how close I am here. Pew, 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 pew. Oh! We'll call it 60. We'll call it 60%. If you want to do the math, it is 9,080 out of 15,450. It's like 55%. 54.5%. There you go. That's what it is. Surely. Level 10s are almost here, favoring the side of 2+2 as that triple kill and the fort down does push that experience up rapidly. Phase shift from Brightwing, looking to see where she's going. Down over here, Tempest is isolated from the team. My apologies, was looking at some other stuff on the minimap. Didn't realize there was a dive into bottom lane, and Falstead will be picked off. gillyShark and Bingo Knight with a kill of their own. And with that kill, maybe they can get some pressure into bottom lane, open things up. Next objective is bottom, as the first two phasings are standard. First phase being top and center, second phase being bottom and... well, those shots would be prioritizing bottom fort, so if you get the fort front gate down, you might be able to confirm the entire structure. But now, fighting into 10 talent tiers, Falstead should have flight up and available. We can check that really quickly. Yes, he does. Doesn't seem like he's going to prioritize this fight down here. gillyShark and Bingo Knight back away to safety. They poke a little bit. They get some structural damage in the bottom lane. But things will continue in our double soak because gillyShark and Bingo need to close that experience gap for 10 talent tiers. Excuse me. Minimap is 90% of the game, no apology needed. That is true, Ton. That is very, very true. I was focusing on 90% of the game, not the other 10% missed it. A push party. Ekeep's not invisible. You don't see, there's no eye over his head. I don't think Ekeep was invisible. Either way, the Apocalypse activated, the Divine Storm as well. Blaze to be the one who goes down.
Wow.
Wow, indeed. All Twitch alerts are now, all channel point alerts are now through Twitch, and I fixed the audio, I think, on the vast majority of them. So, like, Owen Wilson WoW is, like, very audible now. Denied is pretty good. Overconfidence, I think, is pretty loud, so, yeah. But balanced, I think.
My magic flows.
Yeah, I spent, like, 30, 40 minutes last night. Just like that. Spent 30, 40 minutes last night moving everything over to Twitch side of things. And we will also, we'll add in some new ones as well. I'll be oh. Now, of course, I brag about it working, and of course it doesn't work. Maybe it was too close together. Maybe I need to add a cooldown or something. Hanzo with a Dragon's Arrow, mostly connecting into Chromage, and the chase down onto Diablo will yield a kill. And at least the follow alert's still fixed. Oh, let me see Connoisseur if I can get this to work. Let me make sure, Connoisseur, this is working, because I feel like I'm... Where is it? Does it work?
You're letting your brain dial turn your fear volume up.
There we go. All right, it does work. I think they were just too close together. We gotta figure out a way to maybe, like, add a delay, like a cooldown to all of them somehow. Because I don't think they overlap or queue together. Big Divine Storm from Stark! But the Apocalypse doesn't get what they're looking for. It's all retreat heroics from gillyShark and Bingo Knight. Ekeep should be the one to fall here. Diablo throws out a Fire Stomp just in case any mounts can be dismounted. Diva with some micro missiles as well. And it's boss to the side of 2+2. Is it guaranteed, though? Will gillyShark and Bingo Knight look for a steal? With Falstead having Gust, I don't know. First boss of the game will go to the members of 2+2. 2+2 did have first boss of the game, and man, that is a massive payout to the, I don't know how many believers for them. It's the first time you've ever heard the SC2. Really? Oh, wow. It was really quiet before, and I just cranked the volume on so many of the alerts. 2+2 was some massive push through the bottom lane. They've taken down all forts currently against gillyShark and Bingo Knight. This boss will confirm keep and get maybe a couple hits onto the keep itself. Excuse me, will confirm keep front gate and get a couple of hits onto the keep, I do believe. Falstead in top lane clearing things out as well. We got 13 stacks on Blaze's new habits, 29 the Falstad auto attack. He's going to round to 30 very soon. Dahaka still has full Gambit at level 7. Didn't really talk about this. Gambit, the Gambit right now deals, at max value, deals so much damage. 505 damage. And of course, that's after the drag completes or whatever. So 505 damage, but drag itself actually has decent damage on top of that. It's 288 damage. You're dealing nearly 800 damage with a drag. Of course, it's not all at once, but still, nearly 800 damage with a drag. That's a lot of damage. That's like a quarter of Hanzo's HP. It's a third, like a third of Hanzo's HP, sorry, math. It's like a third of Hanzo's HP with a drag. It's actually even more now. 520. We're just about at we're just about at 800. So still a third. About a third of Hanzo's HP will be hit. Speaking of things hitting, that's a huge Dragon's Arrow. Divine Storm to follow up. Where's the Apocalypse? It's on cooldown. Falstad, Greymane killed a micro missile. Sylvanas wants to chase on to Brightwing, but the blink heal allows Brightwing to get away. E keeps still working on the wave as we have a hunting wave in. McNulty is the target, and they shall take down Dahaka. Is this what gillyShark at Bingo needed? Nicely done, non-Jumpian. Nicely timed on that one. gillyShark at Bingo Knight pick up a triple kill, and it's 2+2 who need to kind of figure out what they want to do in this situation. They still have 3 dead. I mean, granted, Falstad's about to respawn. Greymane as well. Dahaka, does he have Brush Shock off cooldown? Yes, he does. I know it showed Hanzo, but that's just how things work in Heroes of Storm with death screens. Looks like there's less of a delay too. Yeah, it is. It's less of a delay too as well. That's why you have to be careful about spamming them over each other, because it doesn't queue them, which is that's the part that I got to figure out how to do is if there's overlapping, how to get it so it queues them in a row. If not, whatever. Unfortunately, when I'm talking about channel point redemptions, that will be Diablo redeeming his souls. He's going to be buying back as he got picked up. Diva loses mech and the pilot goes down. Greymane technically gets himself a wonderful
Quadra kill.
You can spam it. You just got to be careful about not doing it too quickly. You gotta, you know, you can't spam your bust. By the way, Dahaka did lose 1 stack of Gambit. He's still doing a dumb amount of damage with his drag, though. He's still dealing 486 damage, and then plus another 324. Bottom lane shots. We'll confirm the bottom lane keep when we get the last few going into the keep in mid.
And so the light fades from my temples, but it will return.
Curse bullet. Wow, nice. Right into Schumann. Forces a little bit of heal out from Stark. Scatters quickly. Wow, quickly clear out this camp. And this needs to be cleared out in top lane. 8-5 in our kills. Level 19 just about here. Falstad probably picks it up to the top lane. Actually going to play it super safe as McNulty's being chased down. McNulty might be killed here. Yeah, that's going to be another kill. Another stack of Gambit to be lost. gillyShark at Bingo Night building some late game momentum. Boss is up in 20 seconds in the bottom lane. Dahaka dead for 50. Diva up in top. She's going to try and save this. She's got Mech Explosion if she really wants to use that for wave clear, but doesn't seem like that's usually going to be the priority. Okay, bit of a deep flank right now. Though I think Uther and Diablo, they show by these sidewalls. Yeah, the vision of the sidewalls shows, so Falstad and them know that there's some sort of weird shenanigans going on with the rotation of gillyShark at Bingo Night. But granted, gillyShark at Bingo Night have to be conscious of this bottom lane pushing in. Ooh, they're going to go boss. Dahaka up in 20. Has Brush Stock. Falstad and the rest, they have to just assume that the enemy's on boss. Yeah. Because if they're not clearing this out, yeah, they have to just assume that they're on boss. But I mean, without Dahaka, it's I mean, you could go for the Falstad play. No, you can't actually. You didn't have Gust up. All right. gillyShark and Bingo Knight get the second boss of the game. Nobody's freed Harrison Jones. How unfortunate. Catapult and bottom will be just cleared out by the way, but that's a lot of experience left behind. gillyShark and Bingo Knight want to push up while the 20 talent tier is not, while 2+2 doesn't have their 20 talent tier. Dahaka goes to top lane to start getting shots. If Dahaka just sits on top lane, he'll be able to confirm top and mid keeps, I do think, with that one objective phasing. So I think gillyShark and Bingo Knight, I think they're going for broke here. I feel like they're looking to push to end because they can't just trade the subjective phasing. They can't be passive. They got to be aggressive. They know that somebody is up in top. They don't know who, but of course, as I mentioned, Dahaka does have Brush Talk off of cooldown. That 20 talent tier is almost here. Top lane keeps gone down. There's still 50% shots, yeah. So they get the bottom lane keep. Now, what is Gilly? Yeah, they were thinking about backing away, but gillyShark and Bingo Knight, they're going for broke. They're going for this. And I can't blame them. I feel like it's a bit backs against the wall. Arrow's going to say hello to a few enemies, but doesn't actually make the collision. Speaking of collision, Blaze is able to get a jet propulsion, and he avoids the Divine Storm of Uther. That's Falstad going down. D.Va comes in, but she's polymorph, can't get the sustained damage. Schumann will fall to the blunderbuss of Greymane. It was splashing through an ally into Diablo as his souls will be consumed. Dahaka brush-talked into bottom lane, and he's getting shots into the core. McNulty doing the global play for his allies. This will be Scott going down as well. Randy Newman and Sylvanas try and take down McNulty. The phase shift is here. McNulty pops Essence. The Lurker Strain to bop Sylvanas off the point, and this is bottom lane shots to end game number 1 here on Sky Temple and our second best of 3 of the day. GG, well played to the side of 2+2. 12-7 in kills. Alright, I gotta be honest, I am blown away that there are not a lot of streams for Armored Core. I would have thought, like, the Armored Core streams would be popping off today, but, huh, interesting. What's up, Last? Good to see you, bud. Alright, we have our score is updated. And we have another map. Of course, it's a best of 3. Speaking of best ofs, we are going to be having the Ravencourt games this Saturday and Sunday. Okay. So we're going to Braxis. Let me look at 1 second. When do the games start this Saturday and Sunday? I think it's at 9:30 my time. They start at 9:30 my time. Both days. Okay, yeah, cool. Both days they start at 9:30 my time. Wait, what's up with this? Oh, there's something that was not fixed on this. Alrighty. Armored Core isn't officially out on Steam for more than 4 hours in the US. Oh, okay. Like, it's just like, I was expecting to see more Armored Core streams. Like, I saw someone was talking about it on Twitter, and then I looked at the list of Armored Core streams just now, at least in English, and there's like, the most viewers was like 2K, and I was like, that seems weird. Like, I feel like the Armored Core hype was like insanely high. I don't have money for it. I gotta spend money on other things that I don't want to spend money on, so... Unfortunately, I will not be playing Armored Core. Alright, there's a Vala Gambit. We can do a Vala Gambit thingy. Yeah, we'll do a Vala Gambit. How you doing, A-Blast? Start prediction. How many level 1 stacks for Vala? 200 or more, 199 or less. Why not? Why not? Let's do that. I'll go ahead and get us into the game, and let's get some casting going. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Nexus Gaming Series Division A matchup between 2+2 versus gillyShark at Bingo Night. On the left-hand side, we got 2+2 in the advantage spot in this best-of-3 series. We got Tempest on the Junkrat, McNulty to play Yrel, Axon to play the Genji. We'll have Pavas on Rhaegar, and Chromedge to play Muradin. Over on the right-hand side, looking to take us to a map number 3 through Braxis holdout, we've got gillyShark at Bingo Night. We've got Randy Newman on Vala, Joshua Scott to play Chen, May to be played by Stark, Ekib on the Maiev, and Shubin on the Anduin. I pose this quest to all of you, this gambit. I pose this gamble to all of you. How many auto stacks will Vala have by the end of the game? 200 or more, 199 or less. I know that there's more than you can get than 200, but we are going to see how things work out with this Creed of the Hunter. Will Vala get 200 autos onto enemy heroes by the end of the game, or less? Get your gambas in. Shh, we're just waiting. Shh, we're just waiting. Chen steps out for, I think, a little bit of experience. The enemy has not shown much in bottom lane, so Chen is... I like this. This is a good play from Joshua Scott. All right, flying kick out. Paps the immediate stagger. Yrel, the body blocking. Chen gets another flying kick. The stagger, the stagger, the stagger. Oh, the tower shot's not enough! The tower shot's not enough! Stark's rotating up. He's gonna get the icing, gets the dismount. There's the blizzard as well. Muradin has the dwarf toss out, and Chromedge does not get picked off. Oh, the stress, the strain, the potential counter kill is not there. So very close at the start here. All right, we got 1,500 on the Vala to get 200 or more, 148 on 199 or less. All right, can't blame me on that one. Maiev goes in. Tempest is going to have the concussion mine, and the damage. The shot from Randy and Stark will be able to get the kill there. So gillyShark at Bingo Night with the initial channel onto this Zerg phasing, and they start sieging in through bottom as well. Vala may have only 3 stacks, but bottom lane fort front gate's already being opened up, which is huge. First objective is not in bottom for gillyShark at Bingo Night. You can see on the minimap, which is 90% of the game, that there's going to be blue on the bottom, red on the top, and this is actually going to be swapping our channels for a second or two. 8% does go over to the 2+2 team. gillyShark and Bingo Night Ekib looking to grab a drag onto Chromedge, who's then playing inside. Yeah, I like the way that they have this sort of layered CC. It's like, okay, you want to play near the Maiev so the Umbra Blind doesn't get the pull? Cool, Maev's going to play inside of a Blizzard, so you're going to have to take one form of CC, whether it's getting pulled or getting rooted. And Muradin kind of sidestepping a bit of that. Makes it a little difficult. Oh, Muradin will get picked off as well. Another kill for gillyShark at Bingo Night. Good momentum at the start here, as Ekib is looking for Fan and Ive resets. Chen with a... It's not Withering Flame at level 4. It's the Accumulating Flame. And Zerg Charge goes back over the side of 2+2. Muradin about to respawn as well. And Junkrat, yes, he did die. Indeed, he did die. McNulty... One too many tower shots. Dauntlet's not going to help you from that one. Hand of Freedom must have been on cooldown or something. But either way, Randy Newman gets to the top lane. They have the small channel. Vala goes to go clear out the wave. We've got a Chromedge on the point down over here. It's 30 to 54 on Zerg charge for our first objective of Braxis Holdout, map number 2. 17 stacks on Shuriken Mastery. Stark tries to step on the point, has the Cryo Freeze. Leap of Faith from Schumann will be good. By the way, Sudden Vengeance for the Maev at level 4. She has a 6% damage. McNulty gonna get flying kicked on, but the channel will be good so far for 2+2. Top lane counter channel, bottom lane delayed out for a second by a concussion mine of Junkrat. A camp will be grabbed as well. Just gonna take a few seconds to finish out. A little more charge over to gillyShark at Bingo Knight. Seemingly they're holding bottom, but top is still being held actually. Chen's gonna sit on the point. Genji making the rotation up here. Now Chen needs to try and find a flying kick onto a minion. Genji able to close the distance, but I think he's okay. I think Chen should be okay. I say that, and I think I'm completely wrong. Tower shots are not enough, and another dive onto Chen yields a kill. Meanwhile, down in bottom lane, Chen just needs Wander and Keg, and he'll be fine. Just needs Wander and Keg. Though, McNulty's proxying a wave, and a minion wave is already on the fort. Genji's dropping Shurikens into this as well. Another minion wave to arrive, so it's not like the heroes have to back away. Chen just respawning and getting back into lane. This does look like top lane fort shall go down. That's a rough go for Chen. He doesn't have that safety of the fort. Granted, it doesn't feel like it's been providing him too much safety as the dives have not really been punished against him. Concussion mine, steel trap. Stark is able to get the icing out. Muradin Dwarf tosses in. It's got those block stacks from level 1, Skullcracker 7. We also have our first Zerg wave. Now, Chen wants to equalize in the top lane. How much value can he get? Bottom lane is still fairly healthy. We got some Lings, some Banes, some Hydras, a couple Ultras, and a Guardian as well. We'll see if gillyShark and Bingo Knight can clear this before it gets much, if any, siege. Over in the top lane, gotta be careful of those Banelings. Those things do have a lot of good splash damage. As we all know, Banelings are the best thing up against siege tanks. You don't want to build Lurkers, you want to build Banelings. This one, that one Baneling just did not want to explode. It was just focusing onto the structures. Must have turned on structure priority. And this top lane fort front gate isn't even going to fall. Really, really good defense from the side of 2+2. While gillyShark and Bingo Knight try and take advantage of the small window they have to get some value in bottom. Well, with level 10s approaching on both sides, we'll cycle through the other numbers. Let's get an idea of what the damage, healing, and experience does look like for these two teams. And man, oh man, it's been some good games so far today. With gillyShark and Bingo Knight gonna grab a camp of their own. No invade from 2+2. McNulty kind of floating around over here, but no, they're just going to rotate to bottom and clear out the camp before it even pushes onto their fort. A little bit of soak needed from Chen here, or at least, a little bit of soak needed from somebody into the top lane. Experience gap starting to form ever so slightly from that minion deficit, though I think Vala picks up a lot of it in top lane. Of course, Vala is in top lane, and Maev is going to have to find the damage. She is going to be able to get some into Rhaegar. He will fall. That does push up the experience for gillyShark at Bingo Knight, closing that distance. Vala's still vaulting around, clearing things out in the top lane. Not a whole lot of mana on the Vala, and the wave will clear out this last Goliath. We should have our next objective phase announced fairly soon. Concussion Mine gets a huge split. Schumann trying to get out of this, but he will fall. Unfortunate for gillyShark and Bingo Knight. A massive concussion mine from Tempest. Level 10's already here to the side of 2+2. Riptire, Ardent Defender, X-Strike, Ancestor Healing, and probably Avatar. We could see Haymaker for funsies, but I think this is just going to be Avatar for safety. There it is. There it is. Ardent Defender utilized by... Oh, what do I do right there? How am I doing that? Riptire in from the Junkrat confirms the kill into Vala. She'll lose a stack of Gambit right there. Stark is getting low. Extract from Genji confirming more damage. E keep trying to back away, but Muradin's got the Dwarf Toss chased down. As well as Yrel rounds the corner and says hello with a Righteous Hammer. Meanwhile, Tempest still poking onto the wave in the fort. As Chromage had the activation of Avatar. That does expire. Meanwhile, Chen still soaking up in top lane. Thanks for casting this. Hey, my pleasure, bud. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for coming by. Doing my best. Wandering Keg for Chen. Ice Wall on the Mei. Containment Disc on the Maiev. We also have a Light Bomb and a Rain of Vengeance for the gillyShark and Bingo Knight characters. Top fort's gone down. Bottom fort's gone down. And no structures down on the side of 2+2, who do have good momentum here on map number 2 in this best 3. Stark jumps onto the point. We've also got the Well of Hope. Or the Light Well. gillyShark and Bingo Knight gets a small amount of channel. Chen gonna try and delay out on top. But I do believe this is gonna be a Wandering Keg pop fairly soon just to get out of here. I don't know if he's... Ooh. Keg smash missing. Reroll with the right. There's the Wandering Keg, yep. Though there is a camp steal over here on the bottom left of the map. gillyShark and Bingo Knight get themselves some Hellbats. Those reduce structural armor, and they push fairly well. Yrel is blinded, not stunned, no Umbral Bind. Chen working his way back towards the top, as I do believe he tapped well. Might have actually reset. Alright, Chen gets the top channel, but of course it's 5v4 in the bottom lane. Even talent tiers, but gillyShark and Bingo Knight does the respectful thing and backs away, as Chen does have top hold. Speaking of, though, Chen will rotate down here. Going to be seen by the Genji. Stormbolt from Murden, poking onto Randy Newman. Icewell down from the Mei. Will connect into Rhaegar. Tempest in the backline. No Riptire for 43 seconds. Chromage does pop the Avatar. Dwarf launching away. No, it doesn't have the 13, so it's actually just Dwarf Toss. It just seemed like a long distance. Icing to try and lock Yrel back. Ardent Defender will expire. Chen still playing on the left-hand side up against the Rhaegar. McNulty able to get away. And Chen gets the channel. We're going to have some gillyShark and Bingo Knight Zerg buildup, but it's not guaranteed to be favorable to them. Actually, Axton's going to make a quick rotation to top and gets the counter channel. There's the Swift Strike, yeah. There are many factors that make Genji really good on this map. The rotation from bottom to top or top to bottom is really quick with this double mobility tools. You also have his deflect against the boss, which is a really good way to I guess burn it down. That's the easiest way to say it. The easiest way to kind of burn down the boss with its own damage. So the bottom fort goes down while Yrel gets the counter. Yrel Genji get the counter channel on top. Joshua Scott rotates up as well. Sees the Murden floating around. I'm going to take a safer rotation. Actually, no, just going to take the aggressive rotation still. gillyShark and Bingo Knight will grab themselves a camp for the bottom. Yrel did the same thing for the top lane. McNulty going to reset for full mana. And then Wandering Keg is forced out by Chen. It's not the longest cooldown. I believe it's 50 seconds on that one. But I like the respect from Joshua Scott saying, look, things look hairy. I'm going to get out of here. The enemy has 13 talent tier over me. Also, Reverberation, or excuse me, Thunderburn at level 4, and you also have the Healing Static synergy. So hitting enemy heroes with Thunderclap triggers a second explosion 2 seconds later, and Murden heals for 5% of his maximum health for each hero hit by Thunderclap, so there you go. Nice synergy with the 1 and 13 right there, the 4 and 13. Talent tiers can't remember them off the top of my head today, apparently. You believe the Genji was first pick too? Oof. Oof. What is this, Raven Court? Where's the Blaze? Was Blaze banned? That's probably why. Blaze was last game, that's true, okay. So here in NA, you're only allowed to have one or the other. You can't have both on your team, I see. Now, Raven Court's good, it's just we saw a lot of Blaze Genji. A lot of Blaze Genji. Raven Court will be using Meta Madness draft style, so we are going to have unique drafts as well. I wonder if they're going to have a spreadsheet for that so we can reference it during games. Kind of like how we had a spreadsheet for Nations Cup. Well, we have top lane wave needs to be cleared out. Randy Newman to do that. We have bottom lane pushing in onto a keep front gate. We've got a 54% Zerg wave for gillyShark at Bingo Knights. Currently 54 as well for 2+2. Boss not being looked at. Genji has the top lane channel. Ekeeb gonna try and get on here and get the counter channel. Manages to do so on the north side beacon. Stark maybe sneaking down to bottom. Nah, just mounted up and gonna rejoin the team. Junkrat setting up more steel traps, but they gotta trap them all. Immediately gets away from the Spirit of Vengeance. Stark eats a trap or two, trying to deny any sort of zoning potential of that one. Yrel, I think, was seen. Stark, well, either way, they're gonna see each other now. McNulty jumps in, looking for the Righteous Hammer. There's going to be an ice wall that just creates a bit of terrain. Umbra Bind pulls one in. Rhaegar gets the Ancestor healing onto Yrel, but she also pops Ard and Defender, a little anti-synergistic there. Junkrat inside a Containment Disc. Silence for 1.5 seconds after the duration. Concussion Mine bops one off the point. Axon jumping up here as well. Bottom lane is a camp pushing in onto the keep front gates. Not super healthy, but hey, it's still sieging. It's still pushing things up. As I think we're going to see a quick rotation down to bottom for that clear, as also... Yeah, no, gillyShark and Bingo Knight, they give this? Chen going to try and hold bottom. This will be a little bit of charge over to the side of 2+2. Enough to share from Chen from 13. So he's got the little clover around him. Nice little wiggle away from the Stormbolt. Bottom lane camp is cleared out. It's still even talent here from both sides. McNulty gets onto the point. Chen here as well. Wandering Keg's available. It's been used mostly defensive for this game. As Schumann tries to step up on the point. Vala with another stack on Krita the Hunter. She's at 100 currently. Alright, McNulty's got this. And we've got more channel back over to the side of 2+2. Zergwave will be going into top. Really quickly, that keep front gate has a little bit of damage on it. Genji poking into bushes, doesn't see the enemies above him. Rain of Vengeance, oh my god, Genji avoids everything somehow, some way. Whether intentional or just the perfect little wiggle, it all worked out for Genji in that moment. Top lane channel over to the side of gillyShark, a Bingo Knight. We've got level 16 almost here. Riptide are going to go scouting. They see the enemy on boss. And I think Riptide might have been exploded early, so Junkrat can maybe get onto this boss and throw a Concussion Mine down. That is a Containment Disc into Muradin. Start getting a little bit low. Not sure if the Cryo Freeze is available. Boss will leash. It's going to start gaining some HP back. Shen is going to go ahead and reactivate it. Light Bomb from Anduin connecting onto 2. Ardent Defender will be used here. Joshua Scott jumping in. Wandering Keg still off cooldown. Shen getting a little bit low. A lot of stagger damage. Going to try and drink through a bit of that pain. But it doesn't look like gillyShark, a Bingo Knight, can find a kill up against 2+2 as the 16 talent here comes through for our blue-sided team. And they'll have Zergwave back in their favor. gillyShark, a Bingo Knight, tap well and prepare for what could be a massive push. And actually will be amplified even further by a Bruiser camp on top. There's your 16 talent here. Ooh, we have even more sustainability for Muradin. Man, Muradin really going for sustaining this game. Reverberation, healing static, and you have the stone form. Heal for 30% of his maximum health over 10 seconds. And second wind is disabled during this time. So basically just activated at 70% HP. EdZ, PedZ. Which you can actually get pretty close to with third wind at level 1. But anyways, an Ice Wall from Mei creates a bit of terrain, but I don't think anyone's... Chromage is actually in a bit of a rough spot. Vala's doesn't have 16. But the tower shots with the keep shots with the reduced armor are making things more appealing or more plausible for Vala's. Chen tries to Wandering Keg through the Zergwave. Doesn't get a whole lot of damage, able to get to a safe spot near the core. 2+2 still pushing in. Looking for more here, maybe looking for end. The Zergwave is still very healthy, some 44%. It's a base race! Oh, it's a base! No, this is the Zergwave in bottom is not that strong. The core shielding's already dropped. The Ultralisks are bopping their way through this HP, and it does look like this is a series taken by 2+2 in a 2-0. 2+2 takes a 2-0. GG, well played against gillyShark at Bingo Knight. 2+2 playing for keeps? No, I think they played for core. Thank you, thank you, thank you. How many level 1 stacks for Vala? She had 199 or less. 199 or less to the doubters. Oh, there's 5 doubters, 1 believer. GG's, GG's indeed. Oh, that was fun. It's only 10:40. You guys want to do another best of 3? I thought these best of 3s